Hey friends, Shay here. So today I'm here to talk to you about a specific manga. I've started doing a few more of these videos recently, but this particular one I have very conflicted feelings, so I feel like I need to share them. And that is for the title Outbride, Beauty and the Beasts. So in this story, I have notes, by the way, so we're going to be here a minute. In the story, we're following a young woman named Mashiro. Mashiro is 16 and she ends up in a accident where I believe she's hit by a car or a truck or something. She's hit by a vehicle and she wakes up 2,000 years later, basically with a man on top of her saying, "I'm so glad you finally woke up. Have my baby." So essentially what's happening is humanity has died off because Earth merged with the celestials, that's what these beings are called, world, and the atmosphere became toxic to humans and humans died off. So she is the last remaining human, but humans and celestials make very powerful babies together. So 4 very powerful, beautiful men all want her to have their baby. So in its concept, it is not necessarily, it has some problems. We'll just put it that way. So I have a lot of feelings because of these 4 gentlemen, only one seems to truly respect Mashiro and has gone out of his way to even learn her name and things like that compared to the other gentlemen. So there's that. That's the guy here on the cover. His name's Noel. He is my front runner, my favorite. If she's going to end up with any of them, it should be him, kind of a situation. So the other 3 gentlemen, let's talk about them real quick. So we have the youngest of the bunch. I'm not remembering his name right now, but he basically looks like an angel. He's got these big white wings and he's quote unquote been saving himself for her. So he's not masturbated. He's not had sex. He knows nothing. He is a virgin who's been saving himself for Mashiro for I don't know how long, for forever. And he has very distinct ideas over how it's supposed to be with Mashiro. And that right there is inherently a problem to me because I have a feeling he so far has been the most forceful with her, trying to force her into being with him. And it's like he feels entitled to her. And so I really struggle with him. He is on the cover of the next volume. So that should be addressed pretty quickly, I'm guessing. So depending on how that goes down will determine whether I continue past volume 2. I can tell you that right now. The next guy in the lineup looks like an Oni. He seems to be married with kids already, which kind of gross. She's 16. I can't get over the she's 16 part. Granted, this is a shoujo. I did not know that going in. I thought it was a josei. I thought we were going to be dealing with an adult. She is 16 and afraid of boys. I haven't mentioned that. She's afraid of men. So yeah, there's that going on as well. So of course she's terrified of these men basically forcing themselves on her. The only one she's remotely comfortable with is Noel because he constantly reassures her, "I'm not going to do anything unless you ask me to do it." He's very much giving her the control. She has to ask for, he will always consent to her, but he's not going to manipulate her into a point where she has to ask, unlike the next gentleman, which is the last one. He is essentially a dragon and a god. And he, at a point in this volume, he manipulates Mashiro into a point where she basically has to beg for him to help her. Because the only way she can survive in this world is exchange of bodily fluids with a celestial. Yes. Yes, it's going there. So she has to kiss these men, essentially, to exchange saliva for her to survive. But if it's delivered straight to her core, aka to her lady bits downstairs, or her vagina, whatever you want to call it, it lasts longer. So basically, this dragon guy manipulates her into a situation where she needs his help, and he pushes it to deliver it directly to her core. So the first time, her first experience in that way is with someone that she's very uncomfortable with, and he's pushing the issue. So that right there makes me uncomfy. The next time it happens, it's with Noel. He explains, if it's delivered to you this way, it is more powerful. It will last longer. May I? And he asks permission of her, which is why I like Noel. And I really am rooting for him because he really does treat Mashiro with respect. And none of these other guys do. And it annoys the crap out of me. Can I just tell you that? It honestly annoys the crap out of me. So with that said, that's essentially what's going on here. This volume does end on a bit of a cliffhanger with the angel guy. So the next volume will be very telling for me with this series. The art is stunning. There were no penises in this first volume. So there's that. But the two men do eat her out. And I wasn't necessarily expecting a breeder situation here. I didn't know that it was reverse harem. I thought she was going to be an adult and have a lot more control and maybe be a little sexually experienced. But that's not what I'm getting. So I'm feeling very conflicted at the moment. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So with that said, tell me your thoughts on Outbride Beauty and the Beasts if you've read it. If you haven't read it, maybe hold off till I read the second volume if you're nervous, because I'm nervous and I don't get nervous very easy. Granted, yes, I was uncomfortable at points in this volume, but the other parts were very enjoyable, which is why I'm even willing to give it a second volume. So this is one that I think I will be taking volume by volume to see how I feel. So the fact that this is the first in the Steamship imprint of Seven Seas makes me a little nervous going forward. I'm not just going to automatically grab them if I'm interested. I think I will wait for others to maybe read them. I might have to be that person who goes and checks out scans before I buy them. I don't know, because I have a feeling all of these are going to be coming sealed, and so I need to tread cautiously. I got lucky with Fire in His Fingertips. Not so lucky with this one. And we are dealing with the whole consent, non-consent, where she has the option to say no, but she doesn't kind of situation. With adults, that's very different for me, where she is 16. I feel like she feels like she has to say yes because she doesn't fully understand the power of consent yet, because she's too young, she's very inexperienced and afraid of men. And so all of that makes for it to be uncomfortable with everyone except Noelle, because Noelle has very much been very clear and given her very clear things and let her clearly say yes or no. So with that said, those are my thoughts on Outbride Beauty and the Beast. Let me know in the comments down below how you're feeling now that I've shared my thoughts, and leave some sort of big-eared animal emoji for Noelle. I'm assuming he's a wolf or a dog. I can't remember. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Was it all just a dream, just all in my